Hey guys, welcome back to Alice from Militaria. So I got an American piece for you guys today, and this is a World War II piece. This is my U.S. Army Good Conduct Medal. So I started collecting American World War II items after I got inspired from the TV series BandofBrothers, and that was released many years ago. And ever since I watched that series, my wife and I, we watch it every year actually around the November time. So we kind of watch an episode every day from November 1st to November 11th for Remembrance Day. So that's what's kind of inspiring me to get into the American collecting of World War II era pieces. But enough of that stuff. Let's talk about the medal itself. So this U.S. Army Good Conduct Medal was established by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. He was the president of the United States at that time on June 28th, 1941. It was an executive order number 8809 during World War II. It was awarded to enlisted personnel for 3 years of honest and faithful service. It was reduced to 1 year of active service while the U.S. was at war. So this particular medal was designed and sculpted by a gentleman named Joseph Kwiatkowski. I am sorry if I butchered that last name. Whoever you are, I apologize. So the requirements were updated, like I was saying, for this medal. So it was originally, you had to be a good boy for 3 years. And then during the war, they reduced it to 1 on March 1943. I'm going to assume to kind of give the gentlemen that went to war more morale or, incentive to be good boys and something to look forward to, I guess. So the appearance of this design, we can look at it here. It's really well executed here. You got a beautiful eagle with its wings open, clutching a sword with a closed book. And it says efficiency, honor, and fidelity on the rim of the medal here. And then on the reverse, has a 5-star for good conduct, and it has a wreath around it framed with laurel and oak leaves, which is pretty cool. And this medal was really well stamped out. You could see really nice detail there. Now the ribbon, it's a really dark red with a very thin white stripes on the edges. Now to tell if one of these bad boys is real, you want to always do a black light test if this is your bag. So I always have something that I know that is synthetic, and my gloves are definitely synthetic. As you can see, they're glowing like the sun. So I always go like this, where I'm like, okay, that's glowing. I go over the metal. If it doesn't glow, that's a good sign. So this is reflecting like crazy, and the ribbon isn't. It's basically dead in between the two synthetic pieces here. So that's always a good sign. Thanks, War of Relics, because I actually got this medal from you guys. Appreciate it. And this medal should be made out of a brass, so it should not be magnetic. So I got my trusty magnet here. And this is also a ribbon bar for a button. So this is also from World War II. Now this doesn't have any maker marks. This feels very kind of cheaply made, but I was ensured that this came together like that. And this is from World War II. Sometimes these medals are named around the rim, but this particular one isn't. I can't remember if I touched on this, guys, but you want to look at how the ribbon is attached to this bar here. So World War II era ribbons are sewn on through these little holes here, and you want to see that. So if you're buying a period World War II American medal, it should be constructed like this. If you don't see the ribbon like that and you only see brass that looks like that, it's definitely post-war, so post 1945. If that's your bag, that's fine too. If you like collecting post 45 American medals, that's great. But if you're paying money for a World War II item, you want to get something that is constructed like that. So what else is here on this medal that I got going on here? So the Army Good Conduct Medal is worth 10 promotion points. So you could be promoted to a sergeant and a staff sergeant. Each time you get one of these things, it can add 10 points provided official orders are updated to your record. So if you were a good boy quite a bit, you could be promoted by getting a type of medal like this. And this medal honestly was not hard to get for a good conduct medal in the US military. It's often called a time in service or a gimme medal because you can earn it automatically by keeping your nose clean, doing your job, and avoiding disciplinary trouble over a set time of a period. And this type of medal, you technically don't need to do any heroic needed service. All you need to do is perform. You don't need to perform any extraordinary acts of heroism or valor or to achieve this high level medal. You just get all you got to do is be a good boy and just follow the rules. Standard expectation, as long as you show up on time, you pass your physical fitness tests, and you stay out of trouble with the command, this award is pretty easily achievable at that time. But there was zero tolerance for trouble, so not a single mistake. You had to follow your commanders. You can't have drinking, driving when you're off duty and you're going in between towns or something. When you're in Europe over there, you cannot be caught doing anything stupid. So yeah, you have to be a good boy for those 3 years originally, and then you have to be a good boy for at least that 1 year to achieve this. And this was for enlisted men only. So officers are not eligible for this. So because officers were, they were supposed to be at a high standard, so they had to be good boys all the time. But enlisted men, they were a little more at the bottom of the totem pole, so they had a little bit more wiggle room to kind of be cowboys, if you know what I mean. So back to my Band of Brothers little inspiration for these medals. If any of you guys have watched Band of Brothers, leave a comment down below and tell me your favorite soldier that was in that series. I'll let you guys know a couple soldiers within that company, the 101st Airborne, who received this medal. So one of the gentlemen that received this medal within that company was Donald Malarkey. So the legendary Easy Company Sergeant received the Good Conduct Medal alongside other decorations like the Bronze Star and the Purple Heart. But I don't have a Bronze Star or a Purple Heart, but I will be getting those one day to add to my American World War II collection. And again, if you guys watch Band of Brothers, we all know who Gonorrhea was, or William Garnier, Wild Bill. He also won this Good Conduct Medal, and the military records show that he did win this, and he was a recipient of the Good Conduct Medal editions with the Silver Star and the Bronze Star. So I'm sure there was many other men in that company that won this Good Conduct Medal, but those were the two guys that kind of stuck out to me during the film as well. Again, guys, so this is my World War II American Good Conduct Medal. Has a little bit of a scuff there, shows some age and wear on this beauty here. A little bit salty, just the way how I like some of my Militaria. But guys, thank you so much for tuning into Alice from Militaria. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed this American addition to my collection here. Take care, guys. Bye for now.